Hi, since I'm going to use these organza flowers in the next shoe demonstration, I thought I'd show you how to do the flowers if you want to make the same shoe that I'm making. Okay, basically what you're going to do is get, this is tulle, it's T-U-L-L-E, it's pronounced tulle though, like you're actually using a tool. It's over with the nylon netting. You can also use organza. This is the shimmery tulle. It's like, I don't know, very cheap, maybe $1.29 a yard, something like that. Just whatever you do buy, just make sure it has a high nylon content, because it's the actual nylon in this material that's actually shrinking to make your flowers. So just take any edge. You don't have to be exact, because the more inexact you are, the prettier the flower actually looks. So just fold it up a few times. And take whatever you're using as a circle. Another one out there. Okay, so like I said, you don't have to be exact. Just take your flower pattern. This is my my circles. My circle only went up to 1 1/3. So what I did is I just added probably, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or something around the outside to make it a little bit bigger for this size. Okay, so what you want to do is just cut out your circles. And like I said, you don't have to be exact, because you're going to be trimming it up after you're done. And if you don't cut all the way through all layers, it's not a big deal, because you can get in there and cut them up afterwards. And like I said, if they're not perfect, it does not matter. Okay, so here's my circles. And you can only cut through a few at a time, so take a few of them, put a pin in them, and then just cut. I cut them, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch. You can cut different petal shapes too. It all depends on what kind of flower you want to make. But just make sure you don't put too many on, so you can't get through them all at the same time. Okay, what do we got here? Alright, that's good enough for now. I'll do these later. Okay. So now I've got my circles, I got them all cut, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few of my circles and I'm going to put them on some cardboard. And I'm going to space them pretty good so they don't melt at the same time. Better circle than that. Turn my heat gun on now. It takes a while to heat up, so it's going to take about a minute or so to heat up. And it's the nylon in this tulle, organza, whatever you want to call it, that is going to melt. But your heat gun's got to get to a certain temperature before it will actually start to melt the there it goes. I don't know if you can see it or not. But it doesn't matter if they get all warped up, because that's actually what you want, because the more they do that, the more realistic the flower actually looks. And you're going to have so many piled on top of each other that if a few of them curl up, it doesn't matter. I hope you can see this. It'll get to the point where it'll stop shrinking, because there's only so much nylon can only shrink to a certain point, and then it won't. Then it'll stop. So if you think you can get these into a tiny little circle, you can't. They'll stop shrinking. The nice thing about these, the heat gun, instead of using fire and a candle or a candle in a bowl method, you don't have any burnt edges. So that's one of the advantages of doing it this way. And if they do stick together, don't worry, you can just pull them apart and they'll lay right down again. So just open up your leaves. Just like nylon. If you ever had burned nylon, it's the same thing. They just stick together. But actually, it's better if they do, because it gives a more realistic look. Okay, so basically for that one flower, I had, I think, 10 or 11 petals to make the one flower. And like I said, I think it might be a little too thick for the doll shoe. So, but we'll see once we get the shoe done. Where is the pink one? Oh, I can't find it now. Anyway, here's one that I made the other night. I wanted to try out the glitter on these and see if it was pretty. I didn't care for it. Maybe it's because I didn't like the color of the glitter I used, but that's an example of what you can do if you want to add glitter. The people on YouTube that I watched use different color organza, but I only have this one color, so that's why I'm using this. Okay, so basically you take your pen and you start just going dead center where you had them pinned to the cardboard, and just keep going, adding and adding and adding until you get to the desired flower that you want. This pin is obviously not going to be your centerpiece, but it's just going to hold them together until you can get them into the shape you want them. Here's one I did so you can see what it looks like. I don't have enough layers in this, so I'm going to add a few more. Okay, I think that's the same size as my other one, wherever it went to. Okay, so now I've got the flowers that I want, and I don't like some of these straggly pieces coming out, so I'm just going to trim them off. Until I get a nice looking flower that I like. Okay, once I think I got something that I like, you can take your glue gun put your flower down, and you can hit it again with some heat. And hopefully you trimmed up all the ones you wanted to trim up, because you can still trim it again later. Okay, so, oops, I lost one. Okay. Alright, so we're not going to use this pin as our center. So I took a, this is a beading needle, and I attached beading string. You can buy that in the beading section of Hobby Lobby, Michaels, any of them. I bought this at Walmart. It was one of those kits because I wanted to try the beading bracelet, because I had never done beading before. And the nice thing is they give you a full roll of this string, but this beading string is very, very strong. And I used the pink, one of my leftover pink beads as the centerpiece of that flower. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beading needle, I tied a knot in the end, and I'm going to just go right up next to where I loaded them all on that pin. And I'm going to try and get them as close to center as possible. Okay, so I got that. Pull it through, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go out the other side after I put my bead on. Okay, so now I'm going to go down in the same, not the same spot, because you want to make a, and then just come out the other end and pull. Okay, and you want to make sure your bead is centered and not caught in anything like I just did. Okay, so center it. Okay, and then just tie a few knots in it. Probably enough. I did square knots. Okay. I'm probably going to end up cutting this off when I put it on the shoe, but there is your, some call them carnations, zinnias, whatever you want to call it. And there is your flower, and that's what's going to be on the top of your shoe. You can also still shape it some more if you don't like the shape of it, which I don't want that there. So I'm going to get rid of this. I haven't tried it yet, but I think you can shape your organza, your tulle, into different petal designs too and get a whole different look. You can probably get rose petals out of these things and all kinds of different flowers, whatever you're looking to get specifically. Okay. Run some heat over it again. Let's try it again. Okay, and there you go. There's your flower for your shoe. And then you can just glue that right down there like that and have a very pretty flower on your pink pump. Alright, so there you go. Alright, I'll see you again when we start the pumps.